Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. And today we start a new map called Holzhausen. Yes, go ahead, snicker, laugh. Stupid American trying to do a German word. Holzhausen, whatever it's called. Yeah, he blew that one, didn't he? I don't know. If I got it right, I got it right. If I don't get it right, he'll laugh at me. I am me. So you pronounce it however you want. That's probably the last time I'll say it. Wait, one more time. Holzhausen. That's the last time I'm going to say it. From now on, it'll be welcome back to our map. Anyway, so why am I doing this one? Map bubble objects. Okay, yeah, we want those. Why am I starting the new map, and why am I starting this one, which has been around for a while and everybody's seen it? Really, the only reason why is because of the soil mod. You see it down in the bottom right hand corner where it says soil pH, soil moisture, all that information. That's the only reason why I'm going to start this map. Is it going to be something I'm going to do every day and beat you guys up with? Probably not. This one's more for my enjoyment. I've wanted to mess around with the soil mod for a while because I think it brings a lot to the game, a bit more realism, and causes you to have to, be a little more thoughtful about how you fertilize your fields and how you manage your fields. And so that's the reason we're going to start this particular map. So let's take a look at it just to give you an idea of what's on this map. There are 34 fields. They range in size. 30 obviously the largest. Mostly it's small to medium fields, really on the small side. It does include map viable objects as part of the game, which allows you to do some certain things, including lease agreements on forestry if you're going to do forestry. But we're really going to be focusing on the agricultural side on this map because that's really the only reason I've got it is so we can play the soil mod. You've probably seen Landy Kid play this map before. I think Recon's played it before, so there's probably not a whole lot of new stuff I can bring to this map for you to show you, other than just the fact that I'm going to be experimenting with the soil mod, and that's basically it. So that is that. So I got a little bit of maintenance to do on the fields before I get started with this even. And confession right up front, I've told you before, when I found the new map that I'm going to start doing, it's no holds barred. I can play it however I want. I am playing on normal mode, so that'll be how the funds will come in. But I am going to sell off all the equipment and buy the equipment that I want. I'm going to get what I want to play on this map. And so just so you can see what equipment you start with, we'll jump in the garage. You've got the little Dutch Far, Agristar, the Sampo, trailer for it, and then these few attachments. That's it. That's all you start with. I'm going to be getting rid of all of that and re-gearing this map to my liking because I can, right? And that's my prerogative on there. So I'll be getting rid of everything, starting over. Am I going to go crazy on it? No. But I am going to get the gear that I want to play with this time around. So once I get it all set up and get everything the way I like it, then I'll take out any kind of monies that I add in, and we'll go from there. And speaking of adding money in, I do need to add a little bit of money in because the first thing I'm going to do is buy field 18. There's a little bit of an issue here, and it has to do with courseplay and the way they did this particular field, and I'm going to fix it right off the bat. I want to still have two fields here, but the way they, yes, and I know I'm driving right through the fruit, I really don't care. The way they did this, fields 16 and 18 are separated by a small bit of grass, but they didn't do a very good job of seeding the grass. So Courseplay sees it as one big field right now. So Courseplay has a real problem and locks up and doesn't go past this field when it actually does. Because if I tried to go into fieldwork mode here, let's see if I try to go fieldwork and define field path. Yeah, it doesn't even let me let me mess with it. So I actually need to go in there and do this myself. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to set all this up myself. And so what's the problem with it? Well, Courseplay has to see a solid grass border around a field to determine what the perimeter of it is. And because the way they set this up originally in the game, it doesn't see that solid perimeter. And I'm lowering the long thing in the ground. It sees a... it's not seeing that grass perimeter. It's seeing something else. See how the grass here isn't the same as the grass there? See how nice and thick that grass is? And here, I can actually cultivate down to dirt. That means these aren't two separate fields in the eyes of Courseplay, or even in the game. So, as I plow through this, I can come in here and actually set up a proper field by going back in here and laying this out. Did any of that make sense? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here with the cultivator. And I'm going to cut all this grass out so that I can come back and reseed it. And then once I can reseed it, I'm going to seed it properly in grass so that there's a nice clean line all the way across here in grass that gives you the break between the two fields. And then I won't have any issues with Courseplay not being able to determine the size of the field. Hope that makes sense to some of you folks. Because like right now, if I go in here and I hit calculate field path, see how it goes all the way around? And this is supposed to be two completely different fields. So if I come in here and I knock out this center with the cultivator and seed real grass in there, or seed grass in there, I should have a nice clean line and a separator between the two fields. So that's my goal here. Alright. I'm going to lose a little bit of this field, but I don't really care. It'll all be good once it's done. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering, I still plan to play Coldborough Park. I still plan to play North Brabant. But this is an itch that needs to be scratched. And when I found out last night that this particular map had been, the soul mod had been added into it, I jumped all over it because it's something that I have been wanting to experiment for a while. And I just hadn't found a map that interested me in it. I've been messing around with trying to add the soul mod into a map. Whether it be North Brabant or Coldborough or something like that. I hadn't had any luck with that. And of course, I haven't spent enough time trying to do it either. There's one step in it that I think I'm missing. That if I get it right, I could do it just about with any map. But I haven't spent the time really to mess with it as much as I should. Down the line, maybe that's something I do and do a little tutorial on how to add the soul mod in. But I haven't wasted too much time on doing it because I don't also know whether I really want to do the soul mod, if that makes sense to you. So now having a map that I actually like, because I've seen this played a lot and I do like it. Now that I have a map that I actually like and it has a soul mod in it, I can play it for a little bit, see what I think about it. If it's a huge, enormous pain in the butt, I probably will stop viewing it. But if it's something really cool, that I enjoy, then I will probably continue to do it and play this map out for a bit. And then explore how to put this into other maps that are out there. Alright, so we need to put a little bit of seed in this guy. And luckily I have watched enough videos of other people playing this map to know where all the seeds and fertilizer and stuff like that are. Here's one of the map buyable objects here. Let's see, place seeds and fertilizer directly into your barn and save time. And in the end, money. I think there's supposed to be a D there. Save time and in the end, money. Yeah, little typo there. You don't have to buy your seed. Second typo there. Last time I checked, buy was spelled B-U-Y. Don't buy your seed fertilizer from the farm shop anymore. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't care. I don't know what that actually does, but yeah, a little typo there. Missing a D and a U. Alright, so here's our seed and fertilizer. And we just back in here. Get ourselves some seed, and we'll go ahead and select grass is what we're going to plant. Oh, those crazy Germans. Of course, I don't know who does map bobble objects, but they have the typo there. Is that map bobble objects has the typo, or is that the developer of this particular map has the typo? Oh, the things I just don't know the answers to. Nor do I really care. Does the typo bother me that much? No, not at all. I make typos every day. And if somebody called me on the carpet on it every day, I'd have a couple of words for them that are easy to spell. And they'd probably understand the meaning of it in any language. There you go, not being proper again, Moose. I didn't say anything wrong. Alright, so we're going to come through here, throw a little seed down, make some nice grass through here, and hopefully this creates 2 nice fields for us. And later on down the road, I might decide I want to combine this into one big field. I know Landy did that, and his advice to me was to start right off, knock that tree down and plow this up and make it into one big field. But I'm going against the grain. I'm going to keep them 2 fields for right now, because I don't know, seem like decent sized little fields. Yep. Alright, so spin around here. So what gear am I going to run on this map? I have no idea yet. I will probably go with the class 550 as far as a combine goes, because we want to play it some. I know we're playing that on the Colborough. Kind of digging a change of pace on that. So we'll probably do that again. We'll probably run the class 550 over here, just for something different, because I'm about wore out on all the in-game stuff. The New Hollands, the case, all that. It'd be nice just to have something different for a change. Definitely be bringing my 1050 in here. A decent sized plow. Probably run the Vatterstack cultivator. I don't know, we might run a different cultivator. Because it seems like I run the Vaterstat all the time. I'm gonna hit that a little bit. Maybe it's time to change up and do something different than the Vaterstat. We'll get the A600 Rapid Seeder to seed with. And I'll probably get a couple of tractors to begin with. Like I said, the 1050 will come in there. There's probably going to be a JCB put in. Alright, so now let's see what we did here. What kind of damage we've done. Come into course play. Calculate field path. Oh yeah, that looks good. So we'll save this as field 18. There we go. And we'll jump into field 16 and we'll save it as well. It should have a nice clean edge now. Calculate field edge. Nice. That's what we were looking for. Love it when a plan comes together, right? Done. Done, done, and done. Alright, so cool. We're on our way. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little field maintenance. As you can see down in the right hand corner, we've got our soil mod running. Our field is 57% fertilized, or 57% moisturized. Our pH is at 6.8, so that's neutral. And which is where you want it to be. You want it to be around 7. You want your field to always be neutral. Unless you're... Let's see. And then nutrients, your N is at 4x, and your PK is at 2x, which I think you want that to be around 6 and 6 and 4, I think is where you want that to be. So we might run through the field one time and get some more nutrient to it, just to up our nutrient and get our growth going a little bit better. So let's grab our sprayer here and we'll go ahead and fill it up. So here's where the soil mod changes a few things in your game. You've got your sprayer, and when I take it up and refill it, it's just like seed. You fill it up like normal. So go ahead and put plenty of stuff in it. But when you do, you'll see down here in the bottom, this little icon has changed. I'm going to get rid of course play. Come on, get rid of. You've got a little icon here now that's changed in your fertilizer. It says NPK. If I cycle through, you'll see that's going to change to just PK. So if I wanted to raise my PK, I could just raise it, or I could just raise the N, depending on what levels are low. Canola is going to take a lot out of your field. Some of your other stuff, not so much. Then you have A, which is a herbicide. B and C, and then you have double A, double B, double C, and then that is going to be lime, and then water. And each of them weighs differently too. If you notice when I go through it, see how the tractor kind of tips around? Each element weighs differently in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go put a little NPK on the field, which is going to be all purpose. It's going to put out a little everything for you. And we'll do that just to level it up, because like I said, I think it needs to be 6 and 4. I got to go back and read everything, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. 6 and 4 is what you need. It varies per crop too, and that's the cool thing about it, is each crop is a little bit different. Whereas you might want 6 and 4 for wheat, corn might be a different number. You You may have a completely different number for doing um, canola. Also, your herbicides depend on what crop is in the field. You may use wheat doesn't react well to herbicide A, so you can use B and C, but you can't use A on it. Same thing, everything's gonna be different. So you actually have to read, see what's available, and see what and see what you can do with it. So it's just not go buy some fertilizer, put it on the field, buy a little herbicide, throw it on the field. You actually have to look at what you're growing and adjust accordingly. So, all right, I'm gonna reset GPS for this, and we'll get going here in just a second. There we go. And that should be good all the way down the field for us. Alright, so we'll just lock that boy in and get in here and start spraying. So anyways, I got a little bit more reading to do on this, but I was going to start messing around with it today, and I thought, well, I'll take you guys on for a ride with me as I get the farm set up. And we'll just have these two fields right now to deal with. I'll probably buy a couple more, so we have 4 fields. We do have 17, so I might go ahead and buy, I don't know, 15. Maybe that makes sense. Or buy 4. Anyways, I get a couple more fields so that we have a nice field arrangement to get started with. I'm not going to go too crazy with the amount of money that I put in game and use. But like I said, I'm going to get the equipment that I want to play the game with to begin with. If I've got to do lime, I'm going to get a lime spreader. And so I'm going to have the, I'll probably use that PS 3401 that I've been using on all the other maps. So I'll get my lime spreader, get it set up. I am going to have to truck lime over to the farm from the Landhandel, or from the co-op as it would be. So while I'm doing that, I'll probably need a trailer that is capable of hauling lime. So I'll get one of those. And then probably get a conveyor belt or 2. Who knows what else I'll come up with. But it won't be outrageous. You're not going to come back. I'm going to have 8 tractors and, 6 tippers, 2 cultivators, 2 seeders, 2 of everything, and, every field purchased. I am going to warn you, though, one thing about the soul mod that is going to play into effect here is withering is automatic. So once you get started, there is going to be plant withering, and it's going to affect every field on the map, whether you own it or not. So I'm not going to go through and purchase every field and plow them just to get rid of the withered crop. So we're just going to have to deal with the red on the screen from all the withered crop. I had discussions about that last night with Landy, Landy's choice is to buy every field and plow under every crop, because he just doesn't want to deal with looking at the red all the time, and I understand that. And my solution is deal with it. It'd be a nice way of knowing exactly what fields we don't own, right? red will just come to mean we don't own it. And I like the fact that map developers are doing things like that, where they add in the fields being planted at the beginning, because it gives a nice look to the map. It is a little bit frustrating though once you get 24 hours in and every field around you is dead. If you have the withering turned on, it's a little annoying. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of people who go into the maps like this one and say they only own one field, but they go harvest every field on the map. Well, they're available. Oh, go get them. That's not the way I play the game, you know. I've done that once because I was playing somebody who wanted to do it, but it's not really what I do. Not the way I play the game. And so yeah, I'm gonna farm what I own. And if I want to own something I don't own, I add some money in and buy it. Which I guess that's sort of the same thing, but then I'm responsible for it. Alright, well, so we just finished spraying this field up and the next one as well. And once we get them all sprayed, we'll move on. Now this should bring up, like I said, this should bring up my N, my P, and my K, but I think it takes like an hour for that to change. Not 100% sure on that. There's a lot of different things I've read on this mod, like certain things take place at midnight, certain things take place at 12 noon. So not 100% certain of everything that that happens with this particular mod so far. So it's, like I said, it's going to be a learning experience for me, and you can come along for the ride. And I know like Castaway's been doing this for a while. I see him comment on the videos. He was talking about how he was having issues with the Rosenthaler stuff with certain, I guess the peaches and berry, the new one not working with the soul mod. So he's obviously been doing it a little bit. So I'm sure there's some of you guys out there who have done this and know everything about it. So this would kind of be like, oh, well, you know. But for me, it's going to be a learning curve. And again, it may not be something that I enjoy. But we're going to give it a try. Probably the next thing I'm going to do is do the bunker extension mod, or the give it a try and see how I like it. So always trying new things to see what you like, to add more realism into the game. And that's really the only way you can decide whether you like something or you don't, is to give it a shot. Alright, I think I turn in here. It's gonna take a little bit to get used to all this. Learning a new map, all the little idiosyncrasies with it. So fill this guy out one more time. Gonna need to buy the either get the big self-propelled or buy a tank for the tractor for this. I haven't used a sprayer in so long. Because most of the time I've just been using dry fertilizer. Or actually just using lime as fertilizer. So it's gonna have to get used to using a boom sprayer as well as using some dry fertilizer. And we're gonna have to go ahead and buy a ton of cows so we have manure and slurry available. So we'll be working on that as well. Alright, let's adjust this course over. Alright. Is that going to clip? It is. Should have known it would. There's a solution for everything, isn't there? Alright. So we'll get this field sprayed. And then eventually in the growth stage, we're going to have to come back and spray again, probably with some pesticides. So I'll have to go look and see what pesticides I need for each plant. So I know we got corn there, and this looks like, honestly, this looks like alfalfa. Am I really fertilizing alfalfa? Did I seriously start the game with a field of alfalfa? As you know, this one also has alfalfa on it for ground cover, which you can use as a green fertilizer by plowing it under. I think that's how you use it. I've yet to play a map with green fertilizer. I need to go check and see if I need the green fertilizer mod for this map as well, because I don't think I have it in right this moment. Now the curiosity's got me. What is in this field? What is in this field? This field is... Field 16 is canola? Huh. It doesn't look like canola. Okay. Good. Alright, so let's get rid of the PDA. Restart our sprayer. Yeah, I still need to go, because it just dawned on me. This does have multi-fruit on it. And one of the things you can spread is you can put out alfalfa. So I need to go read about that too, to make sure that I've got the right mods in to be able to use alfalfa as a ground cover, and then as a green fertilizer. Make sure I have all the essential mods put in. It's funny. There are add-on mods that you need. Of course, you need the soul mod, um, but they don't list it in the map. Um, we kind of got into that discussion last night. Landy and I did. Um, he was trying to get it to work and could not get the soul extension mod to work because he didn't have the soul extension client installed in his mods folder, which, you know, you would think that if that's a required mod, it would be listed as a required mod. It kind of makes sense that if you're going to make it soul mod compatible, that you put the soul mod in as, you know, as a mod, but it didn't say it, so he was a little misled that he had actually didn't think he had to go download it. But yeah, you did actually have to have the soul mod. But it's funny, the actual listing for this only lists the automated map triggers as essential to running the game. But there are quite a few mods that you do need, multi-fruit being one of them. And I imagine if it's got the alfalfa, you'll need the green fertilizer mod. All of which I will be checking into shortly. I seem a little unprepared on this map, don't I? I loaded the map up. I made sure the map would run, that I had decent frames per second on it, and then I made sure that what I would need as far as to do the soul mod. That's about all I looked into, really. And then I decided, well, I'll start getting started. I was going to go ahead and set up and do all this plowing and sowing and purchasing of new items for the map. I was going to do all that off screen. Getting all the new equipment and everything set in. I thought, you know what? First one, I'll just start off from scratch and walk everybody through everything that's going to happen and go from there. Then you can at least see what the map was like when I started, and I can do the modifications to it as I go along. I think I'm going to park this guy right here. So we'll come right here, open this door up. This thing looks like it's supposed to be for sheep or something. Like livestock is supposed to be in here doing something. I just don't know if that's what it's supposed to be for. But for right now, my fertilizer spreader is going to go in there until I know different. So I'll buy a bunch of sheep anyways. I'll probably buy... I don't really love sheep because I think they're kind of stupid in the game. They don't give you manure or slurry, and they... Really, all you gotta do is give them a little grass and a little water, and it's just kind of dumb. They're just kind of there. Sort of like chickens. At least with dairy, I get a benefit out of them, and there's more to them. Sheep just kind of seem stupid. But, yeah, I'll probably end up getting a couple. I think that's one thing I said on a new map. I would get sheep and cows and a little bit of everything and do some plowing and all those other stupid little things that I said I was going to do, and I'll do them. So anyways, so what am I going to do next? I'm going to go ahead and for now call this a video, and I'll end up selling all this gear off, getting rid of everything, and move the gear that I'm going to use over, start getting the farm organized. And then we'll come back and we'll get started with everything. So yeah, the next video will be a bit more equipment on the farm. We'll see where we're headed with everything. Fishy pond, and we'll go from there. So let's run over here real quick and check that field and see if that actually increased. Because I keep getting the same pH readings right now. And it's supposed to be a 10 cubic meter by 10 cubic meter area from where you stand. So Little blue dots in the ground. Hope that's fertilizer. So, yeah. Well, that's what I got so far. Anyways, I'll get more of this going in the next video, and we'll have all the equipment that we need, and we'll get started on it. So, yeah. So, come on back for some more if you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I understand. It might not have been your cup of tea today. But if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. And like I said, I do videos every day. So if you want to come back and see more, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. We're growing every single day, and appreciate everyone's interest. And we'll have a new video for you tomorrow. I'm not sure what map it'll be. Might be this one. And again, I'm looking for people to tell me what kind of implement you want to see me do foraging with on North Brabant. So do you want to see the Krone Big X Beast Pack with the hopper, or do you want to see the Jaguar or the John Deere, or do you have a recommendation that you'd like to use? Excuse me on that one. So let me know. Let me know your preferences on that, and we'll probably do another one of these videos, and then we'll jump into that. So until then, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate all your interest, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.